MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace. And this morning, I'm glad to report no issues.
Right.
No technical difficulties. Do you remember as a kid when we had the black and white TVs and that would come across the bottom of the screen, technical.
Technical.
And you'd stare in the snow for an hour because that's all you had.
I know. I should have had a big old sign on my station yesterday, technical difficulties.
Did you have some hair difficulties?
Gosh. Well, not hair difficulties, just time difficulties. I was running behind like 45 minutes all day yesterday.
I can't imagine you, of all people, being behind.
Look, I know that I'm last minute getting here and last minute getting places, but when I'm at work, usually I'm on time with my customers. I mean, I usually am. And if I'm not, I usually call them and say, look, I'm running, or text them, I'm running 10 minutes late. I'm running 15 minutes behind. But yesterday, I don't know, I just got a late start and I don't know. It just like, I stayed probably like 45 minutes behind till 2:30 yesterday.
I ain't going to touch that. I will leave it alone.
It makes for a stressful day.
I do not. That's why I really try to be 20 minutes late to anything I go to because I don't like it. If you have a meeting, you're
20
there
minutes late.
early.
Oh, you said
before,
late. Okay.
I said it backwards, but be there early. It's just a thing in my world. I can't handle it. I get fidgety.
Well, my customers, I will say, were really good and sweet about it, So, anyway, I have some good customers, good clients.
They've been with you.
Yeah, I have.
Well, good morning, and we do hope that you own a pair of shorts, a short sleeve shirt, because you need it today.
You do.
We're expecting, we're the Meridian area, and it's just a very little, let's go ahead and pull this up, Candace, because most of the state is under excessive heat wave to where the Meridian area is just under just a heat advisory. Now, I would not be shocked if we get upgraded here in just a little while. Let's go to radar first, and then we will cut back over to what the National Weather Service has. Here's radar, and let's zoom in on this turn. Let me turn off the severe weather because I had that on earlier. But here's what we've got today. This is the radar. Let's zoom in on where we are. This is the state of Mississippi, Alabama. Right here is all the Jackson Gulfport area, and only right here, this is going to be Kemper County as we come across to Neshoba and also Leake. We come down to Scott, Newton, Lauderdale, Clark, and also Jasper counties are the only ones that are just regular heat advisory. All of this purple is excessive. So what does that mean? Let's go over here and pull this up from the National Weather Service of their breakdown of what they've got today. Now, this is Meridian elevated, 105 to 110. You get into the Jackson area, that's going to be 110 to 115. And then you get into the Mississippi Delta, and we're looking at 110 to 115. That's hot.
That is hot. Goodness.
I think they're predicting Meridian 107, Jackson at 112 before the day is out.
We had baseball practice, my son did, yesterday evening. It was so humid and muggy and just hot, and
it's hard.
It's awful. You're just wringing wet by the time you get home.
For everybody watching in Livingston, Alabama, over at the university, anywhere in that neck of the woods, Geiger, Alabama, this is what it looks like for y'all. Around 105, basically for the entire state of Alabama, if you break it down. But y'all ain't getting out of this either, as we say in the Deep South. It's warm. They're all the way over to Auburn, to the university. So, and I highly suggest this. If there's any way that you can do anything before 10 a.m., really probably by 9:30, you should do it and then wait till after 7.
Yeah.
Don't be cutting grass in the middle of the day. And I know folks that do it for a living have no choice.
It's not so, it's still kind of bad when you're on a riding mower, but it's not as bad if you're out there pushing a mower or something, doing any kind of like physical activity work outside. It's just awful. And drink plenty of water. Goodness gracious, because you'll sweat it all out. You'll be dehydrated in no time.
2 things to avoid today is a push lawnmower and a pair of post-sow diggers.
Yeah.
I don't like neither one of those items. I remember when me and Angie finally, I guess we've been married about 4 or 5 years, when we saved up enough money for the self-propel where you push the button.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, we thought we was in high cotton.
I don't know that I like those. I would have liked it one day when I was out trying to push my front yard when my riding mower, this is before I bought a zero turn, and I was trying to push the front yard.
Yeah.
And it was thick grass, and it started sprinkling, and that's even worse.
It is.
But anyway, yeah, that would have been nice. But I kind of feel like they're dragging you across the yard when they got those self-propelled.
Mine wasn't that swift. It just barely but it did move.
Yeah.
One of them $99 specials. We thought we were uptown at that point. Let's talk about what's going to happen this weekend. This is probably a rarity that we're not going to have rain today, that it's not in the forecast. Now, it's coming back. You will get wet, but enjoy today while you can as we pull this up and let you look at this extended forecast here. Today, 99. Look at that thermometer. Whoa, 0% chance of rain. We get a 20% chance tomorrow. And then by Sunday, it's all bets are off as we get that 60% chance of rain right after church around 1 o'clock is when it will come back into the forecast. And look at next week, Monday, 80%. How does that affect hair? Do people still want to get the hair done when it's raining?
Yeah. I mean, it could be rain, sleet, snow.
People still
They
want.
come to get their hair done. Yes.
I was just curious.
Dedicated for sure.
Yeah, it had to be. See, I'm learning a little bit more every day as we go along. But we do hope your day has started out right and you got a smile. Sometimes smiles are hard to find during hot weather and everything.
Yes.
I put this up a little bit ago, and this is kind of breaking news of what happened overnight in the city limits of Meridian. There was a murder once again. It just seems as though crime is on the rise. And this is not just misdemeanors. This is serious crimes.
Right.
This was on Highway 19 North, the area from where the airport exit up to College Park area, that gas station that's on the corner on 5th Street there on Highway 19. There was a murder there last night. I don't know the details. I don't know if it was a robbery or somebody was shot. I don't know those details. But nonetheless, somebody was killed. And then this even gets scarier. Over in the North Hills area, a police car was shot last night. Now, they were at an apartment complex, and assumption, I don't know the details, they were on a call is what I understand. But no officer was injured. That is great news. But this definitely is not good for the Meridian area.
Right. I got a message the other day from somebody that I know that had been over in the, like down from Highland Daycare.
Okay.
In that area, in that down the street. I don't know, it wasn't at the daycare. It was down the street from there in that area. And they said that they had gotten to a stop sign or something and a guy came out of his house with, they had said it was like a AK-47. And I don't know.
Which could be anything.
I have no idea what kind of gun, but that's what they said. And it scared them. They called 911, but I don't know if they were apprehended or they weren't, or
what the circumstances.
Yeah, what happened? But I mean, you don't ever know. I mean, you should be driving down the road, and I know it scared them.
But, the old thing, what they used to call in safety, which is a 360 walk around, which means before you get in your car, walk around and know what's around it so you don't back over something. No matter where you are, know what's happening in the circle of everywhere you are right now.
That's right. If you come out of a business or come out of anywhere, like he said, be aware of your surroundings and don't be on your phone while you're don't be like walking and looking at the phone the whole time. I mean, be aware.
Somebody grab you.
Yeah. I mean, because it even makes me nervous to see people just, years ago, we probably wouldn't even thought anything of it, but people just sitting in their cars, it just makes you nervous because makes you wonder, are they, waiting to do something or, I don't know.
And we look at this thing here
gotta be that way.
Across America. And there was just, the Meridian area didn't do this, the defund the police, but there are these larger cities did. D.C. was one of them. Now the mayor of D.C. is asking for an additional $11 million to fund the police department now because crime has gotten so bad in Washington, D.C. The truth is going to come out. People are going to start moving away from the cities.
Right.
Revenue is going to go down. They will be forced to do something eventually. But the question is, will it be too late?
I don't even understand the whole reasoning behind somebody wanting to even defund the police. What is that supposed to do?
You want me to tell you?
I mean, other than just allow crime to get even higher,
It was all about a vote. It was say what they want to hear, do a little action here, and they got votes out of it. And now those people that voted for that are going, did I just get robbed?
Yeah. Now,
Because I think they're changing their mind also.
So we're pretty much saying like, some stuff's politically motivated. I mean,
Correct.
and then it comes back to bite you. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's nationwide. I don't care what party it is, pay attention to what they're saying, because most of it is some type of thing to get you to vote for them.
So what do you think should be the answer to that? Do you think people should be held accountable?
Yes, I do.
I mean, I think they should. I mean, when you allow stuff like, when you're put in a position to choose,
Yes.
choose for the better, for, things to go in a good direction, and you choose, differently, and things turn out to be a disaster. I mean, somebody's got to be held accountable.
But the sad part is, I don't know if you ever saw this episode. This is just such a good example of the way America used to be. Little House on the Prairie. I think all of us have watched that before. Mm-hmm. Charles Ingalls was selected to be like, what was it that he was in? Grain. And he was elected to go represent his part of the state in the big city. And he gets there, and it's all political. They're trying to pay him off. They'll give him this, that, and the other. And he goes, no.
Yeah.
And he will not do it. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen in real life anymore. Mm-hmm. So many politicians are there for their own political gain.
Right.
If you go back, what was it, 4-6 years ago, when everybody was saying, get rid of Obamacare, and it was a mad dash of Republicans that were elected that said that they were going to go do something for our insurance to make it
Right.
better on everybody. They got in there, and what did they do?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
And Americans, and if you've ever lost your job, had to go on COBRA, or you need to provide insurance for your family because you're self-employed, you can't hardly afford it. Something's got to be done.
Yeah. I mean, it is expensive, like the COBRA,
Mm-hmm.
when you lose your job and stuff like that. I mean, it is crazy expensive. I don't see how, people do it. And
No.
you got to have insurance. I mean, I didn't have it for years and years, and I just avoided going to the doctor a lot of times. If
Yeah,
I needed
you'd be
to.
sick.
Because, it's crazy. And like I said, even like to go get tested for COVID, I mean, you still have to pay for that. Mm-hmm. It's not always free. I mean, there might be drive-through testing sites that are free, but not when you go to a clinic. A lot of times, it's not free. So.
For the most part, there's going to be a charge, some
Right.
shape, form, or way, and the average working Joe just can't handle all this. And people that own small businesses, y'all are watching this morning.
Yeah.
It's tough on you.
It's tough on everybody right now. I mean, just to go to the grocery store and buy groceries, it is outrageous how much things have gone up. I mean, it really is. And you can go get just a little bit of nothing, and it's $200.
Yeah, it does. Because when things go up, it affects absolutely everything in the line, from lumber
Everything.
prices.
Yeah.
It's bad. Fuel. We went from $1.69 to, what was it I paid yesterday? $2.70, and that was the cheapest I saw.
Right. Even car parts. Like if you wreck your car and you go to get it fixed, I mean, the people that are working on your car, they have to buy the parts. I mean, stuff like that.
So it says, I figured this was a personal
I'm not
experience.
wrecked lately. I'm wrecked. I have
Just
not
taking off
not
parts of the car.
Yeah. Like I said, deer are not my friend.
Well, I did have an accident on the
my
back
car.
porch last week with a golf cart. It was going to rain, and I was going to drive it up, and I accidentally ran over a chair. I couldn't stop. I hit
You
it.
and Donovan in the golf carts. I don't know about y'all.
Whoops. They don't have power steering.
We were talking about that the other day, though, when Donovan was over at the house about the golf cart incident, about the corn falling on the gas pedal and hitting the door of the truck.
Oh yeah, we have a friend who has one of those hunting buggies that they're nice that you hunt it. That's electric.
Yeah.
And he
Like
had
a golf cart.
He had
kind
the
of,
door of his truck open. He was getting a bag of corn out of the back of his truck, and the corn fell off and hit the gas pedal and ripped his door off. That happened.
Yeah, it hit the door.
And slammed it up against the side of the truck. I mean, who does this happen to?
Donovan. He's going to kill us.
But that's just, it happens to us.
it
Just a
does.
string of bad luck.
It does.
Let's head down and talk about our friends at Masterflow Plumbing, where they can help you. If you've got an issue with anything to do with your plumbing up in your house, they take care of it for you there. Underneath it, they've got it covered. If it needs to be tunneled and something repaired under there that's not working right, it's soggy, it's wet, could be a snake under there, send them. Yeah, they don't mind. They'll get under there with it. Master Flow Plumbing, they can replace those sewer lines. Also, if you need, well, a whole line, water line replaced to the front of your house, the rear of your house, wherever it relays and runs to your water meter, if it's got roots or anything growing through it, they can handle it. Homes that have pipes that are rusted out underneath it, that's no problem. They can fix that also, from slab leaks all the way to something as simple, well, as getting your faucet replaced or a handle in the shower. They also are the home of the $90 90-day guarantee. And what that means is there's no trip charge for 90 days after they clean your pipes. It's guaranteed they'll come back and fix them free. Not everybody does that. 228-870-0471. Some more pictures of what they do for those toilets. Well, to getting you some tile in your home. See them. It's all at Master Flow Plumbing. See them today. Galen will take care of you. Licensed and insured for, well, 36 years experience.
That's right. When your drains don't work, they do.
Big trucks, they're loud, intimidating, and they'll run over anything in their way. I know because I've gone face to face with 18-wheelers and the insurance companies for more than 30 years. I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. We won over $1 billion for the injured because we don't settle for less, and we never back down from a fight. Call me today and let me help you get the money you deserve. One call, that's all.
One last comment on what we were talking about. We go to a major city and we look at Minneapolis. It has been nothing but destruction. If you owned a business there, it would be very hard to stay open. After defunding the police, murders are up 58%.
That's crazy.
I'm just telling you, this is a nationwide problem.
Well, and a lot of people will say, you know, why are you blaming it on a certain situation, the crime? It's not that they're blaming the crime on the situation or a decision. Like, I know that certain people can't control, you know, what happens, and crime might be rampant everywhere and it might go on all the time. But, you know, you still have to support the police department.
Absolutely.
Trying to control the crime. I mean, you don't get rid of people. You don't get rid of, you know, funding for the police department or funding for different organizations that can actually do, you know, make a difference in these areas.
But you've got all these, like these stars that get out and they run the police down. And then what happens the first time that somebody tries to break into their 50-acre compound with the fences? They call the cops.
Or how much security have they got backing them?
Yeah.
But they're going to sit over here and say, oh, defund the police, but make sure my security guard is over here, you know, protecting me.
Yeah.
It's just a double standard, I mean, to me.
And that goes along with that same line of people that want to take guns out of your hand. If you'll watch them, they've got security with guns. If you feel that strong about it, walk on out there without security.
Yeah, security.
just a thought there. Yeah. Another thing that is coming up, and we're seeing this rampant across the United States everywhere right now, is the COVID jump. Now, I think it is you're right as an American to choose whether or not you wear a mask or not. If you don't want the you know, there's controversy on that. Is it good to take it or is it not? But as an American, you have a right to choose. Garth Brooks is stepping up, and this is probably the first time I've seen this done. He's doing a concert in Kansas City, and at the concert, they will have COVID shots available for you to take while you're there. That's the first time I've seen that. Garth is one of those that takes things to a new level, and he's trying to help, I guess.
Well, this morning, only two different situations, but last night I was watching a doctor who was talking about Israel has had, let's see, 86% of Israel's population has been vaccinated. That's high. That's a high percentage.
The 80 is.
Okay, they had 5,000 outbreaks of COVID. And of the 5,000 outbreaks, 85% were vaccinated.
So you're still going to get it.
You're still able to get it. You're able to transmit it. But the symptoms might be lessened with the vaccine. But now this morning I was listening to a Dr. McCullough.
I don't know him.
Okay, well he was on Fox, I think. But Dr. McCullough was talking about the vaccine, and he has factual information about a lot of different things that has happened to people. People have been injured by it or deaths by it. supposedly 12,000 injuries already and 4,000 to 5,000, I think it was, deaths from the vaccine.
They've been all over the CDC this week of saying, all right, you're wanting to mask back up, but you're not releasing the information. Rumor is today that the CDC will release something with some form of an explanation as to why they want to start masking again.
Right.
We'll share that with you as soon as that's out.
Well, I'm not an anti-vaxxer by any means. I've had the vaccine myself. And there was a question this morning. A lot of people have had vaccination like remorse. Like
they did it
and they wish they wouldn't have done it. Because they're hearing a lot of information coming out now. And he was wanting to know, was it reversible? People wanted to know, was it reversible? And no, it's not. He said, once you've injected that into your body, you've got it. The thing is, I'm not real sure about all the RNA stuff and the proteins and all that kind of stuff, but it supposedly it gets into your blood cells and it continues to make RNA replica or something in your system. I'm not sure about that, but look up Dr. McCullough. I mean, he has a lot of factual information. I mean,
now, are we at the point, and what I'm just to say, I do not know the answer to.
Yeah.
Is this getting a lot more press than it should? Do we have, I don't know the answer to this. Do we have this many deaths with normal pneumonia and it's just not brought to light?
Yeah, I don't know. I think everybody's kind of in the same boat with this. No, I mean, everybody wants to believe that they can trust what people are telling them. Because, I mean, what are we going to do? We're sitting here like sitting ducks, kind of like wondering, what do we do? So, I don't know what the answer is to that. I'm not, like I said, I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I feel like we've kind of like the doctor said, he said, everybody ran out and got it, because they thought they were so tired of the COVID-19 stuff. They were tired of worrying about getting sick. And a lot of people thought they couldn't get it after they got the vaccine. And then a lot of people thought that they couldn't definitely get it after they,
and that's just not true.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of changing information by the day, it seems like. But look that doctor up because he makes a lot of sense. It's not like he's one of these that just throws information out there. He has factual information. He makes a lot of sense.
And my question on that is what I was trying to refer to a second ago is after you get that vaccination, is it, and like flu, if you get the vaccination for that, are they about the same after you get that, or is this Delta thing really that much worse? And it may be. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I think the Delta variant, they say it's a lot more contagious, but I just don't think the vaccine is like, is protectant against getting that. Is it?
And I would hate to be a scientist. Can you imagine the pressure that's put on you if you're a scientist trying to figure out the cure for this, of all mankind staring at you, running you? It would be tough. Well, you got to give them credit of they're trying to do a job that is very hard.
Yeah, I will say it concerns me, especially with two of my kids have gotten it, and they're young and they have no children yet or anything. So I mean, it concerns me that later on, something might come up and it could cause problems because, I mean, it is a fact that it's causing. And he said that there should be some kind of a warning about it that there's been enough deaths and enough injuries that there should be a warning for the vaccine now on heart issues.
It could be, and it does affect.
And there has been a lot of talk in the, but
you need, if you've got a personal physician, you should talk to him before you do anything. Talk to them, talk it over, and say, "Can I do this? Can I not?"
Because I'm not saying don't get it. I ain't saying get it. I'm just saying, study the facts.
I have not had one issue. I did get it. I hadn't had, and of course, I had heart issues myself. I haven't had one iota of a problem, and I took the Moderna thing, I believe. I believe that's what it was. But another story that caught our attention yesterday, me and Candace was sitting here after we got off yesterday and got to reading this. This is America, and it bothers me to no end. Now, it's worded as a technicality to try to make the city council of the city. This is Indiana. Indiana is where this is. Illinois.
Yeah.
Where a guy puts an American flag outside of his business. He owns a hot dog business. And it's, kind of like a drive up. And he puts an American flag out there and he is cited. How did they word it?
He had what he had, a city ordinance he had violated or something.
He put the flag too close to the highway on the right of way, and he was given a ticket for flying the American flag. And he says he's not backing down. He is not going to change. He says they're using that as an scapegoat. That what he done was not. It was the 4th of July on top of it.
And yeah.
They were trying to say that the flag could blow off into the road. He wouldn't pick it up, or
it
something.
might hit a car or something. It was a safety issue.
Yeah.
But you know, how many times do we see flags stuck out in the edge of the road or stuck everywhere? I mean, we see it. But now, since we've had a lot of issues with people saying they're going to try to get rid of the American flag, and do all this kind of stuff. I mean, you kind of see it inching towards that direction. Yeah. But they cited this man. They ticketed him. He was going to have to pay a fine. And when I don't know that it reads in this article, but when I saw it on the actual video of him speaking, it was said in there in the news report that he tried to pay the ticket. He tried to pay the fine, and they would not allow him to pay it unless he signed something saying he'd never put it there again.
Yeah, I wouldn't sign that either.
Yeah.
That's,
so I don't know.
but you know, and if you
crazy.
Google this, there's lots of cases of these subdivisions that won't allow people to even fly the American flag because it doesn't fit the code of the community. That's ridiculous. This is American. You should be able to fly your flag if you want to. Now,
But you see all kind of other flags.
yes, you do.
You know, flying.
That multicolored flag is an example
I'm
of that.
telling you, people don't stand up for their rights, and this man is. I mean, you know, but don't let people run over you. Don't let people bully you into, you know, I'm just sick of it.
Yeah,
like I've said about many times.
Another case of this, and I totally disagree. This was in New Jersey, because I don't believe this is where America, so to speak, kind of goes wrong.
Right.
This lady puts up a very ugly banner against Biden. You should, that includes cuss words.
Right.
If you don't agree with him, that's fine, but don't be vulgar in what you do. And she took it to court, and it is ruled that it is her First Amendment right to keep that in her yard. As ugly as it is, and
Right.
it's bad, I can't repeat it or even show a glimpse of what it looks like. But they say that she can do that. Now,
I don't agree with that either. I mean, I think you can disagree about a political party or a person or
Yeah.
anything. I mean, you can disagree about it, but don't be, you know, just outright
and I
inappropriate.
understand your right to free speech, but when we have a standard. So, what's the word? Is unspoken, a level.
Well, America's lowered their standards
That's
so
it.
much. You know, they've lowered the standards. Like, you know, it's just ridiculous what they do allow.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy to me. I mean,
That's-
there are still good, you know, wholesome people in the world.
Correct.
I'm not saying that, but it just seems like people can do stuff like this, and it's kind of the normal now. You know, a lot of people just allow it. You know,
And someone made the comment about those homeowner ownerships associations. If you ever move into a place, you better read those things very
That's right.
closely. Like, you can't build a building that doesn't match everybody else's in the neighborhood. You can't park too many cars, or you can't have a boat. Things like that are hidden. And, well, you need to know what's there. Make sure to read all
can't
that.
have your car. Some of these, I heard somebody one time got cited for working on their vehicle in their driveway. You know,
I could see people
you know,
do
having
that.
it propped up, working on it. You know, they didn't want that. So
Because in their mind of that association, that brings 10 or 15 people
Right.
over, and they have a beer and they start working, and they don't want it.
in my mind, I'm like, if I buy a piece of property,
It's
You know,
mine.
it's yours. But on the other hand, I can see where people are like, you know, you have this person over here trying to keep their property up, trying to keep everything looking decent. And then you could have somebody over here that just trashes the place.
Yeah.
And you can't do anything about it. So, I mean, I understand rules.
You could have spent $200,000 on yours, and then
'Cause
they drag in $1,000 something.
Well, it could lower your property value.
Correct.
And like if you ever got ready to sell your property, I mean, I totally understand some of the aspects of it, but some of the stuff gets ridiculous.
It is.
It really is.
And that's why I would not be able to live in a big city, because
Right.
I don't even know where to park my junk. Everybody got to have 2 or 3 trailers, and
Yeah. Well, I love, you know, I love having more room, you know, for our kid, you know, to run around on and stuff like that. I mean, I don't want somebody running underneath me.
and you people that pack up and move all across the United States, I salute you, because there's no way I could drag everything I got all the way across the United. I'd have to start over. Can you imagine your junk pile having to move that?
I think it's neat though when some people. Yeah, I could never do it. I just had to put mine in
Because
storage.
I'd get there and go, I need that.
I know. You'd be like, "What's that Richard Pryor? No, what, not Richard
you're
Pryor.
thinking
What's the other guy? Steve Martin. All I need is this remote control.
Oh, yeah, when he got ready to leave.
And this phone. That's all I need. And then Scotty Ray have everything. Like,
So you actually watched The Jerk.
I did.
Oh, my heavens.
Cute, maybe.
I am blown away by her this morning. She's all on this.
I used to watch all the Steve Martin movies.
Steve was funny. And, every now and then you do need a laugh to all of this hardcore stuff that happens across America. You need a smile.
Yeah.
Every now and then, find you something that does make you smile and, well, step away from it a second. As we go to what happened on this date, this old boy really changed the face of America. And to this moment is still changing. Matter of fact, his grandkids are still hard at it. As we go to Henry Ford, was born on this date back in 1863. Died in 1947. Now, he was a humdinger if you watch any of these shows about him. He had his thoughts there, but big birthday for him today, and it did change America. This guy came along and became a bodybuilder, then an actor, and then a politician in the United States. And it does prove that America is the land of dreams, no matter what, because he come from nothing.
Yeah.
And he's having a birthday today, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Maybe 74.
It's hard to say his name. He even found a lady on the. Oops, did I say that out loud?
What?
You remember he was having the affair with the maid?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And his wife, correct me if I'm wrong, was tied into the Kennedys somehow, and
I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
and had something to do with
Yeah.
one of the ketchup companies.
Well, the wife wasn't she the?
she's
She's the sister or the daughter?
it's one of those, daughter of JFK.
Yeah, the daughter. I
Think so.
I think so. Maria Shriver.
Yeah, so he married into all of that and got caught. And I saw him.
Was it the daughter? What was her last name? Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Mead, but I just know she was kin to him some kind of a way, and it could have been granddaughter. That may have been the connection there. But I did see a picture of the maid, and I thought, what were you thinking? I don't know if y'all saw that or not. It did make me think that.
I just know I couldn't deal with that. I know a lot of people
Niece.
do. Niece. Okay.
Maria Shiver.
Shriver. Yeah.
Boy, that's a tough word.
Shiver.
Thank y'all for telling us that. We
Yes.
appreciate that.
They always answer our questions when we have a little.
And if you'd like to post a comment, please do so. We love to hear from everybody watching this. And we take things for granted. I look back on this and you forget that it was only been since 1956 that if you pick up a dollar bill, and this become the motto of America only in 1956. It's hard to believe that In God We Trust was signed into law by Dwight D. Eisenhower. I thought it had been around forever, but no, that's not the case.
You know, there's a. Where is it at on the one of the bills, like the little I? Do you know what I'm talking
On the
about?
dollar bill?
Yeah, there's an I somewhere.
Well, it's I don't have my wallet with me right now.
It's
I'd show
on there
you.
somewhere. That little I.
Well, it's on the back of the dollar bill. That's huge there, and of course, all that goes back to the Masons.
Okay.
Every bill has a bunch of stuff hidden in it if you stare at it.
I remember my mother telling a story about my brother being in elementary school or something. I don't know what grade, and a teacher framed a dollar bill and said, "That's the eye of God watching you." What she told the kids, and
Yeah.
scared them to death. Mama went to the school.
Oh,
Sandra was
mercy.
up at the school.
Lord have mercy. This lady, I think most everybody, and she's got a Mississippi connection because her husband came from here, and she's got a big old birthday. Ladies love this woman.
Delta Burt.
Delta Burke has her birthday, 1956.
I used to watch Designing Women all the time.
Well, she had the perfect figure back in the day. Gerald McCraney pretty much still looks like himself.
Now, who is that?
Her husband, Gerald
her
McCraney.
husband that played. Now, what did he play on?
Major Dad.
I'm talking about the one where Simon and Simon.
Yeah.
That's
He
what
was-
I watched that a good bit when I was younger.
Loved that show. He was the good old boy there.
Yes.
Let's see, John Tybert getting on me. No wallet, no pocket knife either. Yep, I ain't got a pocket knife on me right now either. That happens. I'm getting uncountrified at the moment. Let's see what else went on. If you've ever met, I cannot stress what a good person this guy is. Met him on several occasions. I think he still does the Pledge of Allegiance every single morning, no matter where he is, and does it live on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. Neil McCoy celebrating a birthday.
That's good.
Good guy.
He seems real funny too.
He
You know,
is.
he's like jokester or something.
Wink, if you remember, no doubt about it. And one of my favorites that wasn't as big a hit as some of the others, but Last of a Dying Breed. And you know, it talks about the overall wearing guy. Yeah, he's disappearing, but he's a good old boy. But Neil McCoy, I liked him a lot. Did you watch any of these CSI things?
Sometimes I would watch them here and there. Yeah.
You know, I watched, I guess, the one that had the redheaded guy on it more than any of them, and he'd
But
just sit
took
there.
his glasses off.
Yeah, and he'd stare at
Yeah.
you. Horatio, that was his name.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if this was the same one or not that this one played on, but CSI Lawrence, is it Fishburne? Celebrating a birthday. I think that was the one. No, that was a different one because that guy's in it.
He's Lawrence Fishburne though. He's a really good actor.
Yeah, he is. 1961 was when he was born there, if you're a big fan of his. And this old girl that's having a birthday, you can't help but laugh because on television, she seems very not so smart.
She's funny though, dingy funny, you know.
She couldn't sing or play the guitar.
But she's not that, to me, she's not that funny when you see her off of the show, like
In
in an
another-
interview or something. I mean, yeah.
And what was her character's name? Phoebe. Yeah, off of Friends.
Phoebe Buffay. Yeah.
Oh, was that her name?
Yeah.
1963 was when she came along. So if you're a big fan of that show, have we heard any more about when they're going to have that reunion thing coming?
I haven't heard anything else about it, but I don't know. I'm kind of concerned about Matthew Perry.
Yeah, he's
How
got
he-
issues.
Well, I mean, it seems like there's something's not quite right
Clicking.
with him or something. I don't know. You know, maybe.
You know, Ray said he was on CSI Miami, which
Okay.
was they got to where there was New Orleans.
yeah,
It was
there's
so
a lot
many
of
of them, I couldn't
yeah.
keep up with it.
Yep,
and
a
then
lot.
it became NCIS to where it was like the military version of it.
I want to say that a guy from Meridian, Jeremy Sandy, I did a play with him at the Meridian Little Theater one time, and he's a very good actor. I mean, he was good when we did the play. I mean, he's just a natural. And I think he was on one of the NCIS or
Yeah.
NC, is that how you say it? I don't know.
I believe so.
Or NCS. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
But he was on one of those from Meridian.
And we have had a lot of actors make it out of Meridian.
We
It's just,
have.
it's not in the news every day, and they go off and they make it big, and you just don't know about it. So
Yeah.
salute to those that did it. I had never acted in anything. You know why? Because I'd never remember those lines.
Well,
I would be fumbling and making up stuff.
Look, I had never done a play, and I thought, I'm sitting there one morning putting my makeup on. I had the radio on, and they were talking about they were going to have auditions that night. I'm like, I'm going to go do that. And so I did that evening.
And what
I
play
went-
was it?
Well, it was called Love, Sex, and the IRS. It does not have anything to do with sex. It was talking about, it was these two guys. It kind of reminded
think
me
you're
of
gonna embarrass me.
No, it kind of reminded me of that Bosom Buddies show with Tom Hanks.
Then you had to bring that word up.
Well, it kind of...
Just one thing after another with Candace this morning.
Two guys
Okay.
were renting an apartment.
Yeah.
But they couldn't, I think they couldn't, it had to be a couple renting it.
Right.
Well, they were two guys renting it or something. And the IRS agent or some, I know.
Do you even know what you were in?
Yes, I do. But the IRS agent, which was Jack Hall, came in and was like interviewing Jeremy Sandy, and he was dressed like a girl. He had to act like they were a couple. That's what it was. They were trying to get something over on the IRS about their taxes. So they act like they were a couple.
Sort of a kind of a spinoff, kind of like the Three's Company
It
thing
was
where
really
they had to
funny.
pretend.
It was funny. I mean, I had to talk with a New York accent. Really? Can y'all imagine
No,
this
I
country
cannot.
pied? Yeah. And my hair was dark, and it was like a based in the 1970s play.
I think if they ever have this play, you would be perfect for it. I think you'd be a good Tammy Wynette. I think you
Really?
would fit. You've got the look of Tammy.
Oh, okay.
I think you would pass for that. And you never know. They may have that one day here.
Yeah.
I'm going to sign you up.
Well, sign me up, Scotty Ray.
I honestly couldn't do it. I respect y'all that go do because it is
was
so
fun. It
the practices
Yeah.
that y'all have to go do.
But there was only like 7 of us in the whole play. I think Sydney Covington was in there with us, and she is hilarious.
She
oh my
is.
goodness, she is so funny, and she can on the like right at that moment come up with something. If you forgot your lines and you're standing there kind of stunned, she's gonna come in and save the show.
That's good.
It's like-
And
I mean, she was really good at it, but I didn't have a whole lot of lines, like not long lines, But it's very hard, and we didn't have microphones. So
You had to
the
yell.
lady was out there going, talk louder, and I felt like I was yelling. So, but it was fun.
Britt Gully done a fantastic job of doing Jimmy Rogers. If you missed that one, also Angela White done a incredible job doing Patsy.
She did. I went and watched that, and she did a great job. She did. That's one that I would love to do, though.
And although I don't partake of that, I totally support y'all that do that because it's great entertainment. It truly is.
It's
And
a
you
lot
get
of
to
practice, though.
you get
Late
to,
practice.
Yeah, stay away from your spouses late at night. Eat all you want. Let's see what else. Oh, it was 1966. I wasn't around yet, but I did watch the movie, and I'm trying to remember the baseball movie that had Charlie Sheen in it, and they played it over and over. On this date, it went number one. Wow, thing. I think I love you.
I do remember that.
You can't help but turn that up loud and listen to it when you hear it. Number one song back in 66. Also, this helped out a lot of people. 1965, this came along, and Medicare began on this date. It was signed into law. Let's hope it's there for everybody else.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Lyndon
was
B.
The one isn't he the one that recorded everybody? He recorded all conversations in the White House.
That would've-
tapped into phone. Was it him? I thought it was
think
him.
I think you're thinking of Nixon.
No.
And then they had a little
I thought-
Watergate thing because he was taping everybody.
Maybe it was Nixon. I thought it was Lyndon B. Johnson. But
He maybe I missed that. It could have been.
thought it
But
was.
I know for a fact that what's his name did because he got some. Oh, and I want y'all to read this headline, and I copied this the way it was put down, the way history has been changed, the wording of this. It was 1976 that Bruce Jenner won gold in the Olympics, but this is how they have recorded it in history now. On July 30th, 1936, American Caitlyn Jenner, who was competing as Bruce Jenner, wins gold in the men's diathlon. Okay, I just thought I would share that. History is being rewritten in America. Thought you might want to know that. And one of the coolest dudes that ever walked upon a stage of the Grand Ole Opry, George Jones, had a number one song on this date. 1983, I Always Get Lucky With You. Boy, I really like that one. George was just super cool. He may have been arrested in Mississippi a couple times and gotten all kinds of trouble, but I liked him. I fought the law, and the law won.
Can you imagine having to deal with him?
Yeah, that'd been pretty tough. And
Old Tammy needed a gold
and
halo.
it didn't work out for her. The one that straightened him out was Nancy. I mean,
Really?
she went beyond. And he did change his life for her. And that is a rarity that you ever see somebody quit drinking. You need to. The most interesting biography I've ever read was George Jones. He was mean, and he says I was mean when I drank. Go in and read what he done to Charlie Pride. Mean.
Oh, I didn't know anything about that. I just know the concert we went to drove a long way to get there, and he, I mean,
Lived up
just
to his
sang
name.
like 10 minutes and got aggravated and kicked the speaker, told him, got mad and this thing ain't working or something, and walked off the stage.
As John
Singing
said,
CFX.
they called me No Show Jones.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, I think that's when the Kentucky Headhunters, they were there. It was that or Confederate Railroad. I can't, one of those opened for him, and they ended up playing the rest of the show.
I ended up meeting him at the end of his life when he was a lot calmer after he'd been married to Nancy and things had really changed. And but I'm telling you, in his younger days, woo. Now, to tell you how the country has changed, 1986, John Denver recorded a song that was against guns. And you know what they done?
What?
Yeah, they dropped him. He got thrown off the label immediately from RCA. Now, that wouldn't happen nowadays.
Oh, yeah, they probably welcome him with that nowadays. But
John was a little different.
I like John Denver, though.
He spoke up. I didn't agree with every issue that he did. As the old term goes, he was pretty much a tree hugger. There's no other way. He was that type that did that. But a good person nonetheless also. I didn't agree with everything he'd done. The weirdest movie that I've ever seen in my life came out on this, and I remember going, they recorded that with a home video camera.
Did you watch that?
No.
Like, I
Like
didn't
10
either.
minutes of it, and I went, doop, doop.
Yeah, I didn't watch that either. Just the previews wasn't real interesting to me.
But truthfully, it was recorded with a home video camera, and it sold out at theaters nationwide. I don't get it. I really don't. But that did
I
happen.
don't even really know what it's about. I didn't even get into that.
I didn't either. 2003, we lost one of the greats in music that ever came along, and that would have been Sam Phillips out of Memphis, Tennessee. He passed away on this date. Of course, responsible for Elvis, Jerry Lee, Johnny Cash, and the list goes on of those that he signed on. And we lost this young lady back in 2015, Lynn Anderson. The last few years of her life were a little bit different from the Rose Garden days, to where she began shoplifting and something wasn't right. Whether it was drink, I don't know what caused it, but she did have some issues there at the tail end of her life, and hopefully she will not go down in history being remembered for only that, because Rose Garden was good.
Yeah.
Now, I don't go around listening to it or anything. I never.
You don't?
It just.
I beg your pardon.
It wasn't a real.
Beg your pardon, Scotty Ray.
Wasn't a manly song. I'll say that. Yeah. Yeah.
We know you sing it, driving the Cadillac. Or excuse me, is that what you got?
I got that. Yeah, I got one. It's fun. You ought to ride with me sometime.
He's probably, I beg your pardon.
Me and old Sophie, me and my dog going down the road. She's hanging out. Let's talk about Joe and the friendly folks out at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. They've got a lot of great specials this week. If you're looking for squash, $1.49 a pound. And don't forget, they're still at the Neshoba County Fair today. Well, all the good food. Blueberries. If you're looking for bell peppers, 2 for $3. If you need some mayonnaise, they've got the Piggly Wiggly brand this week for $1.39 for that 30-ounce jar, along with the tomato ketchup. Everybody got to have some ketchup. It's the Piggly Wiggly. Save yourself some. 64 ounces of it. That'll last. Of course, Campbell's Chunky Beef Stew, along with the Dixie Crystals, $1.79 for some sugar there. You can also get, if you're going to cook spaghetti, this is a very affordable meal. 39 cents there for that 7 ounce. Yeah. Miller wafers. Got to use those for a lot of things around the house. You can eat them, of course, Mayfield ice cream and New York strips, steaks. There for $11.99 a pound, along with assorted pork chops, $2.49, and hot dogs. You'll like them. It's all at the Piggly Wiggly, where you can get Coca-Cola products at a great price. Find out why so many people shop there. A great place, friendly and safe.
Making my way back home from the grocery store, I was struck by an 18-wheeler. It was horrible. My life changed in an instant, and I discovered I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
Hurricane season is here, and like most Mississippians, you know the drill. Organize a severe weather safety kit, know how to safely use a generator, and have a plan of action to keep your family safe if a hurricane threatens. And when outages do occur, you can now report and view current outages through our free smartphone app or website at emepa.com. Remember, when storms come in, be ready if the power goes out. East Mississippi Electric Power Association is your local Touchstone Energy cooperative.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we head toward that 9 a.m. hours flat. And we've had a lot of people commenting this morning.
We have. We don't want y'all to think we're ignoring you. We're trying to fit everything in. Because usually we kind of leave some stuff out, you know. But we don't say good morning to Dennis Robinson. He says good morning, friends. And we've had people answer some questions, I guess, that we've had.
Yeah, Ray Strebeck also said it was Nixon that we were talking about with the tapes there.
Okay.
And as we go through here, let's see a lot of comments about the NCIS show.
Yeah. Let's see. Denise Burnside, good morning to you. We're just going to tell everybody good morning this morning because we don't want to miss anybody. But Donna Roseman, Larry Smith, Angela Dunnigan, Denise Burnside, and Ray Strebeck. Good morning to all y'all.
Appreciate you. And we love it when you let us know where you're watching from. We do appreciate that.
Yes.
Eye of the Pyramid is what that is called when you were talking about the dollar bill there. Thank you to Angela for putting that.
Yes.
Pretty cool stuff. Like I said, if I had $1, I'd say, wait a minute.
Yeah. Do you have $1, Scotty Ray?
Look
Scotty
here.
Ray's got $1.
First dollar ever made.
Yeah, the little eye right there on the top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mother did get aggravated with that teacher. I mean, you know, I don't think that, because it scared my brother. Like, it scared the kids, you know, thinking, you know, you don't want to say the eye of God is watching you, you know. You don't put it that way.
I've never heard
God is watching all of us, but we don't want to scare the kids, you know.
And I have no idea where that dollar appeared from. I'm just, it's here. I don't know where it come from.
Yeah.
Did you leave me a tip? I didn't know it.
I might have, Scotty Ray.
Let's see other things that are shaping up and going across America today. It's kind of boring now. Let's see here. Barack Obama is planning a birthday party, $11.75 million party at Martha's Vineyard for his 60th birthday. And let's see, George Clooney is on the list. Imagine that. He gets invited to the royals' weddings. He's as far left as I think you can go. A great actor, but he and I really do not see eye to eye on anything political whatsoever. But that's going to be something else. You and I are not on the list. I'll go ahead and throw that.
Dang.
And you really wanted to go, didn't you? Now, it would not shock me, and I don't know this, I'm just saying this from the hip. It wouldn't shock me a bit if you see Garth Brooks there.
Yeah,
I
probably.
think they were
not.
kind of tight there. Weird as this is, out in California, they're banning the sale. This is how I sit back and I go, what is wrong with America? They're going to ban some PCs in California because they use too much energy. They're Dell computers, and they're not going to let them sell them in the state because they deem that they use too much electricity. I remember a few weeks ago when it got hot and their windmills went down, they didn't hesitate to flip the power back on to get that air conditioning.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Banning gaming PCs. That's going to make a lot of people mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of gamers, a lot.
I don't get it.
So,
I don't know how to play it, but I guess there's people my age that do that.
my son, my 18-year-old plays it, and, he's a big gamer.
So do you do it?
I don't. I mean, now, when Nintendo was out and we were younger, like Super Mario and all that kind of stuff, we played the fire out of that. I loved playing that. But when it started doing all these PlayStation, and it just gets too complicated to me.
I didn't get past Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
And if y'all remember that little easy one where the ducks went across, you went bang,
Okay.
bang, bang.
Yeah.
That's as far as I went.
Oh, I loved playing Nintendo now. I could do that. That's easy.
Yeah.
It's got too complicated.
Did you have the Atari as a kid? Because I
Yes, I did.
I did not.
You didn't? You had an Atari? We had that, and the little Pong game, and then the what do you call it? Galaxy, or whatever.
I didn't have that either.
Yeah, it was neat.
I'm thinking
Frogger.
you had more toys than me.
I had an Atari now, and they still sell them, but I don't think they're as big as what we had.
And I guess it goes back to my parents for whatever reason, just didn't think that we needed that. I don't know, but
Yeah.
we did not have one.
Yeah, we had them, and then they made the little miniature arcade games. I don't know if y'all ever. I think they got those out now, but we would take them on trips and fight over them in the back seat.
It was always that way.
Yeah.
It no matter who you are, what you say, you love your child regardless. One of the headlines this morning, Jamie Lee Curtis. I think we all know her, but the headline across America is "Our son became our daughter today."
Right.
They revealed that their son has become, I guess, transgender.
Yeah.
So if you're a Jamie Lee Curtis fan, that is the highlights from her family this morning. Let's see here. This really just gets under my skin because when you go to jail, you've committed a crime. Are there innocent people in jail? Absolutely, that does happen.
Right.
No system is flawless. But this COVID money that went out, 1.5 million prisoners were paid COVID money. Now, that puts the American taxpayer working person that much deeper in debt. How did that happen? Because you're not supposed to get that special anything, I thought. That's why you're in jail.
Well, people are catered to nowadays. Even the prisoners in jail are catered to. There's probably some murderers that got,
Oh, yeah,
money.
I'm sure it was.
I'm sure that was real.
It was a pool.
I'm sure the families of the people they killed felt real respected.
Yeah.
That,
But that happened. I thought you might want to know that.
Yeah, that's
1.5
crazy.
million of them. Here's the next headline to where, I think most of America really has reached the point with Joe, who's up in the White House there, just realizing that you better just take, is it nonchalant that when he says something, that it goes in one ear and out the other?
Right.
Like
Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, that's the term.
Yeah.
Back when he was talking about his legs and at the swimming pool. Kind of scary.
Yeah.
This
The
week.
hair, rubbing the hair on his legs, and then the roaches.
Yeah, freaky. You and popcorn, all that story. This week, this is a politician. Y'all got to remember this. Politician. There's only so much time in life that you have to do different jobs. This week, he claims that he used to drive an 18-wheeler for a living.
Joe?
Yes. Yeah.
On the road, Joe?
The only documented time was he one time rode with someone is all that they have found. He has never done this for a living. I really and truly don't think he realizes what he's saying. He told a story when he was running years ago that was somebody else's thing, and he adapted it to make it sound like he did it.
Yeah, I mean, it was for word.
Yeah.
So, you'd think if somebody was going to try to copy a speech, they would at least change a few things to not make it so obvious. No, he didn't. I mean, it was word for word. some of the stuff he said. But that's not the first time, you know. And he said like that he went to a school and graduated top in his class and all this stuff, and come to find out he wasn't top in his class and didn't even. I don't even know if he went there. I don't know.
He just seems to not be able to help himself.
Yeah, it's kind of really
it's
crazy.
bad.
What's really even crazier is that we elect somebody like that to the president.
This is we're going into August. In about 4 months, the Democrats will be making a case to have him removed. Y'all watch, because he had to stay in 1 year. If you look at the laws the way it's written, to where Kamala could finish his term and then run for 2 terms as president on her own. That's what they were after. That's what's coming.
Well, I had heard that her approval rating has gone way down. It's like 50%.
I didn't even know that it was ever up.
Yeah, it's going way down. And like the border crisis, now they're acknowledging that it is a disaster. It is a major crisis, a COVID crisis at the border now, because all of these people that are coming in, not all, well, let me correct myself, because not all probably, but a lot, I'm talking about thousands of these people are coming into our country with COVID.
Yes,
they
are.
know it. They're not testing them when they come through the border. They're putting them in hotel rooms. So they're infected, probably all these people they've been in contact with, putting them in a hotel room with other people. Then they're testing them in the hotel rooms. Then they're sending them out for other people to deal with.
I would, and I think most common sense tells us if the American public has to wear masks, you can't go to work, you can't do this, that the borders would be shut down and go, it's a crisis right now. We can't test all of y'all. Y'all stay where you are, and we'll deal with you later after this crisis is over. You would think that would happen.
Well, I think all the flooding in at the border, I mean, we talked about that's another political decision there. And it's crazy because you're putting all these Americans in jeopardy and making such a big deal about the health crisis in this country. But yet you're contributing to it every day.
And what's the old saying? Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's protect Americans.
Right.
Another great company that we want to tell you about is Snowden Company. When it comes time for you to buying a home or selling yours, talk to Amanda before you do anything. This is as honest as they come. They're good people. They've got some great agents that help you there. Their office is on Poplar Springs Drive. You can't miss it. Right down from News Restaurant. Drop in and visit with them. If you want to sell your home, call them, talk to them about it, explain the house. They'll come out. They'll take pictures, and they will get you the absolute most money that can be gotten for you. They'll work hard for you. They'll find somebody that wants your home. Now, they specialize Lauderdale, Kemper, Newton, Neshoba, Clark counties. Good people. They're going to be there this afternoon until 5 o'clock. Now, if you want an appointment on Saturday, they can line that up. We can go look at something. Visit online, take a look. They'll be closed on Sunday. But the key thing is here, they're going to work for you and save you money. She is a designated seller representative, a certified real estate negotiating expert, one of the best there is, right here in Meridian. Talk to her before you do anything when it comes to your home. 453-3937. Drop in and visit with them again. That's going to be Snowden and Company Real Estate. Visit them online as well. They'll help you in all ways they can.
I'm Kim from Tupelo, Mississippi, and it took one call and that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz, and he got me $335,000.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
And welcome back. And one thing that you don't want to forget is it gets hot. And if this is not working right, talk to them today at Sanders Gas, and they can come out and work on your air conditioning, get it back working. The emergency service, same-day service if it quits, or if you need a whole new unit. Maybe you're building a home, whatever the case is, and you need to have something cold inside. The name to remember is Sanders Gas, 22nd Avenue today, and they will help you in any shape, form, way that they can also.
And they will come out and check your unit to make sure it's working right, because this hot weather's not ending anytime soon.
We're just, Sunday's our first day of August as we go through this. Yeah. I also wanted to bring this up. Let me find this and pull this up on the screen for everybody. Rush Hospital is going to be out on Tuesday at the Lauderdale County Agri Center. I'm almost there. Here it is. They're going to be doing vaccine. It's a back-to-school vaccine event at the Lauderdale County Agri Center. It will begin Tuesday at 11 a.m. and run through 7 in the afternoon. For kids 12 and over, you must have a signed form from your parent, and then they will come back and do the second shot on August the 24th. Again, Lauderdale County Agri Center, Rush Hospital. If you can, go out and visit with them. That's coming up next Tuesday. That'll be here before you realize it also.
It will.
Quick.
Yep.
So what's on tap for you today? A bunch of hair?
Work. Yeah. I got to go to work, and then I've got to run errands after work, so... Yeah.
So she's on
I'm
it.
glad it's not going to be raining. I don't want to be out in the rain.
Yeah, we're going to have plenty of sun. I think it would dry up pretty quick there.
I do hope, though, when we do get rain, it's like not for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes and then stop, because then it's like a sauna.
Yeah.
You know, after that. The pavement's smoking.
It does. It just makes it hotter and hotter.
I bet you could fry an egg on the sidewalk.
I think you're right.
I bet you could. Yeah.
Another quick little headline before we get out of here that I read up on was, you know, that law that they had to where you couldn't evict somebody during this COVID?
Mm-hmm.
That's running out at the end of July. So if they've been held up in your house not paying you rent,
Right.
that's ending. Biden, the Supreme Court would not allow them to continue that. So that's just something so you'd be aware of it out there. I've seen a bunch of that in California.
Oh, yeah. Well, people probably take advantage of that. I mean,
They
they take
do.
advantage of a lot of things.
And we do understand that people did in the beginning lose some jobs there and couldn't pay for things, but there were some bad people that used the law to their advantage is why we say that.
Right.
Again, we want to say thank y'all for letting us in your homes, whether it's on the couch with you or in your living room through your television or your phone or your computer.
That's right. And if we did not get to a comment that you made, we just really appreciate you each and every day. And you're a blessing to us, and we enjoy having you and being here every morning.
We'll see y'all bright and early Monday morning as the weekend is officially here. Enjoy yourself. Thank y'all so much.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by